Good afternoon. This is a cross-section of the view for my speech about the mountain here I was born. And thank you very much. I had to get rid of the background because I got little kids and I want to present the video myself. Nobody wants to help me. The year 1971 was a very special year. Not only for the fact that 1971 was the mountain year I was born, but also the country I was born in, Sierra Leone, became an independent state. Sierra Leone was ruled by the British, making Sierra Leone a British colony. And the head of state being the Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth II. In April of 1971, Sierra Leone elected its first president by the name of Sheikha Robin Steven, making an end to the end of colonialism in the West African state. Also, in April of 1971, April 17 to be particular, the provincial government of the Bangladeshi people fought their liberation war, where about 3,000 Indian immigrants were killed. And the provincial government of the Bangladeshi people were exiled out of Pakistan. But by the end of 1971, they gained their independence, and Bangladesh was born. And they gave up their rule from East Pakistan. Also, on April the 24th, in the United States, California, and San Francisco, and in Washington, D.C., about 200,000 people in Washington, D.C., and about 125,000 people in San Francisco marched against the Vietnam War. The war proved to be very unpopular due to the casualties among American troops and Vietnamese civilians, prompting Richard Nixon to increase withdrawal of American troops from Vietnam. In California, Charles Mason was sentenced to death for conspiracy to commit murder. Charles Mason was sentenced to death for murdering 2 people and orchestrating the killing of 7 other people in 1969. A year after the death sentence was banned by the end of 1971, and Charles Mason's death sentence was commuted to life in prison. April 1st, the United Kingdom lifted all restrictions on gold ownership. Gold ownership was banned in the UK. In 1966 to 1971, no one was allowed to own more than 4 ounces of gold. Until 1971, all restrictions was removed. Also, on April the 5th of 1971, Mount Etna in Sicily erupted. Even though there was no death toll in that eruption, but it is believed to be the largest recorded volcano in the many volcanic eruptions that occurred in Sicily since the 50s. Also, Libya, Syria, and Egypt signed an agreement to form a confederation. The idea was sponsored by the then Muammar Gaddafi, and a referendum was passed on all 3 countries, but ended up failing in November of 1971 because the 3 countries could not agree on specific terms of the agreement. The referendum lasted for only 5 years. The Milwaukee Bucks beat San Francisco 136-86 on April 4th of 1971, and also won the NBA championship against the Baltimore Bullets in the same year. With just 3 years in existence, the Milwaukee Bucks made history with a franchise history as the greatest winning streaks in NBA history. The price of gas in April of 1971 was about 36 cents, which will be equivalent to $2.27 in 2019. And the price of gold was about $38.91 in 1971, compared to now it's selling for about $1,314. A rundown of some of the costs of living back in 1971 is as follows. The average cost of a new house was about $25,000. The average income a year was about $10,600. The average monthly salary was about $900. The average monthly rent was about $150. The United States postal stamp cost about 8 cents. A movie ticket was about $1.50. And a 10-pound Idaho potato cost about 98 cents. Jiffy peanut butter cost about 59 cents. And now it's selling for about $3 to $4. A 3-bedroom house was around $16,500. And a Dodge Charger sedan car costs about $3,579, and it's now selling for about $40,000 to $50,000. The year 1971 was the year for the Motown record company. And on April of 1971, the Bee Gees, with How Can You Mend a Broken Heart, ruled the charts. Also, the Three Dog Down with Joy to the World, which ruled the chart for 6 weeks from April 17 to May 22 of 1971. Rod Stewart with Maggie, May You Find a Reason to Believe. Carole King with the It's Too Late and I Feel the Up Move. And the Jackson 5 were all greatest artists of their time. And in April of 1971, they all made history. Like the Jackson with their Never Gonna Say Goodbye. The Bells, Stay a While. Marvin Gaye, What's Going On. Aretha Franklin, Bridge Over Troubled Waters. And The Temptation with It's Just an Illusion. Those are some of the music of the year that I was born. The year 1971 was full of liberation movement. It was full with wars and patriotic people fighting for liberation, fighting for their rights in all forms. There was a lot of optimism in the world. Sierra Leone gained her first democratically elected president. The Bangladeshi people gained their independence from East Pakistan. Gold restriction was removed in Great Britain. The Arab Confederation was enacted. A franchise record was set by the Milwaukee Bucks, the Bee Gees, the Bells, the Jackson 5, the Three Dog Night, all ruled the chart. And best of all, the year 1971 was the year I was born. Thank you for giving me your audience.